Oh my God, BCAAs, multifunctional apparently. Okay, so Cooter Malloy here coming at you with another exciting video. Basically, this one's going to cover how to use BCAAs to unclog your sink. What is a BCAA? Well, this is what bodybuilders use to basically aid in the muscle building process. It's typically a post-workout thing, meaning that a bodybuilder would take this after they've worked out to aid in protein synthesis to help build lean muscle mass. You had a hard workout, you take this stuff, supposedly, scientifically, it helps you to build muscle mass, and it does. It helps in recovery. Okay, so what's in here? If you look in the middle of your screen, you'll see L-leucine, L-valine, L-isoleucine, and it actually gives you a percentage or a ratio, 45, 30, 25. Basically, that's the ratio of each one of those things to each of the other things. There's also some B3, B6, B9 in here. Basically, this brand is the best bang for the buck that I could find. This is Allmax Amino Core BCAAs. This whole tub, there's about 111 servings in here, right? This whole tub was 75 bucks or so on eBay. It's the cheapest price I could find. Can you buy this at GNC? Sure. Can you buy it at bodybuilding.com? Sure. Could you get it at your health food store, Whole Foods? If they don't have this exact brand, they might have something similar. As long as it's instatized and in powder form, you're good to go. Okay, so how does this process work? So I'm in my bathroom sink, right? Let's say my bathroom sink was clogged. So typically your water would be halfway up the bowl, maybe even the whole bowl is full because you thought if you ran the water it would actually go. One of the tricks to aid in the process of loosening everything up is to run hot water. So if your water is halfway up the bowl and the sink is clogged, beard trimmings are down there, hair's down there, there's crud down there, there's bacteria down there, whatever. I would run as much hot water as you can to fill up the bowl. So run the hot water to fill up the bowl, let the water drop back down again. If the water does not go back down again, stop. You may need to get a professional plumber. But if the water does go down, that's a good sign. That means that there's enough water running through that this process should work. So what you do is, let's say the water only goes back down halfway and it's really going slow. What you do is take a tablespoon of your BCAAs, dump them in the water and let that sit until the water drops all the way down. Then take another tablespoon and put it in the sink just like this. So your tablespoon goes in there, right? Now you're gonna let this sit for 5 minutes. You could turn on the hot water for a second just to get it down in there. That would help, but basically let it sit for 5 minutes. This is where it's really gonna have the most impact. If the water doesn't drop down, it stays up high and it doesn't drop, you may need to call a plumber. That is my warning, my tip for that whole thing. Okay, so if you're at this point and the second batch of BCAAs has been in there, right, for 5 minutes, now you can run the hot water. So run the hot water, you may get a little bit of filling, but when I turn the hot water, I see that swirling action. That lets me know that the sink's unclogged. Boom, I just unclogged the sink, right? Hurrah, hurrah. If your bowl fills back up again, but it's draining pretty fast, add another tablespoon of BCAA just to aid in the process. Let that sit for 5 minutes and repeat the process. So 5 minutes, run the hot water, etc. Once you know that the sink is unclogged, you need to get everything out to the sewer. So I would run the hot water for maybe 2 minutes, right? Run the hot water for about 2 minutes just to make sure that everything flushes and goes out to the sewer and everybody's happy. Hurrah, hurrah, you unclogged your bathroom sink. Okay, so make sure, right? Swirling action, done. Okay, let's go to the toilet. Oh my God, my toilet's clogged, right? It's typically gonna look something like this when your toilet's clogged. What you wanna do is, if it's like this where the bowl's not completely full, you're in luck. I would boil 4 or 5 quarts of water. I mean, we're talking the biggest saucepan pot thing that you have. Boil hot water as hot as you can get it. Pour as much hot water as you can into your toilet bowl till you fill it up to just underneath that ring, right? Hot water goes in. If the toilet unclogs on its own, great. You don't even need to add the BCAAs. If the hot water sits for a second or two and it's slowly trickling down, you're in luck. Go ahead and put a tablespoon of your BCAAs into the toilet bowl. So let me go ahead and do that now, actually. There's my tablespoon of BCAAs going into the toilet bowl. Okay, so I'm going to let this sit for 5 minutes, right? And I want to know that the water is going down. If the water does not go down, wait about a half an hour to an hour. If it still has not gone down, you may need to call a plumber. Warning, warning, warning. If the water does go down, what I would do is flush once, right? See what happens if... So my bowl filled up and then it went through, right? Now what I want to do is add another tablespoon. I'll just fake it because I know it's unclogged. But I'm going to add a tablespoon more of BCAAs. Let that sit for about a minute or two and then flush the toilet again, right? As long as you're not overflowing your toilet, you're in good shape. If the bowl is full, like if you notice your toilet bowl is full of water, don't flush because it's going to overflow, right? Just use common sense. But if you're getting movement, right, if the water's going through and you're not overflowing or you're not over flooding your toilet bowl, flush again. It does. That is a smooth running toilet, god damn it. Okay, so my toilet's running smooth, obviously. I unplugged the clog, or I undid the clog, right? Toilet water's flowing good. What I would do is to get all that out to the sewer, I would flush about 2 more times. So flush 2 more times, that should get everything out to the sewer. So there you go, you've got an unclogged toilet. Let's move on to the kitchen. I'll be back in a second, hang on. Okay, so hurrah, hurrah, we're in the kitchen now. So I have 2 sides to my sink. I've got the side with the garbage disposal, side that doesn't have the garbage disposal. If the side with the garbage disposal has the clog, you're in luck. Typically your water would be halfway up and it would be slowly trickling down. That's a good sign. That means that the water is actually moving, that this would help in the process. Before I do anything, what I would try to do is turn the hot water on, right? Turn your hot water on, fill it up as high as it'll go without overflowing with hot water. See what it does. If it goes down faster and it's starting to move faster and faster and faster, then I would add a tablespoon. Let's do that now. So I'm going to fake it because I already know this is unclogged. But I'm going to put in a tablespoon of the BCAAs into the sink and just let it do its thing. It's going to drain down. It's going to sink down, right? If you turn on the garbage disposal, make sure you are running water through this system. Don't ever turn on the garbage disposal dry because you'll burn the motor of the garbage disposal. Got it? That's another tip. If the water does not drop, let's say you filled it up with hot water as high as it'll go and the water does not drop, guess what? Warning, warning, you may need to call a professional plumber. Okay, if the water's moving, this should work. Okay, so let's turn our water on, right? Let's say the water was filling up. So let's say the water was filling up and filling up and filling up. This is hot water, mind you. You got hot water on. Let the water go down till you get to this point. If the water does not go down, remember, you may need to call a plumber. But if the water goes down to this point, now you can add your BCAAs, right? So this may be round 2 for you of the BCAAs. So let's just fake it because I already know it's unclogged. But let's put our BCAAs in. Okay, BCAAs go down. Turn on the hot water for a second just to make sure they go down into the garbage disposal, right? Let that sit for 5 minutes. Okay, so let it sit for 5 minutes. 5 minutes has gone by. Now you want to turn on your hot water. So turn on your hot water. Now you can turn on the garbage disposal, right? Okay, so I'm going to shut this off just so you can hear me. But basically, you only want to leave your garbage disposal on for maybe 20 seconds at the most. Don't leave it on for more than that because ding, 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 you may burn your garbage disposal if you leave it on for more than 20 seconds, 30 seconds or so. But you should notice that you're not going down, like you're not, you know what I mean? Like the water's moving and flowing. If the water's moving and flowing, you're in good shape. Let the water go. So leave the hot water on for about 2 minutes. Let it go out to the sewer. Got it? That's how you would unclog your kitchen sink. If this side is plugged, remember, you cannot run the garbage disposal without water going through it. So if you decide to use this side or this side is clogged, remember, hot water, fill up the sink, let the hot water go down. If the hot water does not go down, call a professional plumber. If the water does go down, put in a tablespoon of BCAAs, let the water go down, put in another tablespoon of BCAAs, let it sit for about 5 minutes, run the hot water. If you're at a point where you're in an extremely cold climate and the hot water isn't coming out as fast as you want it to, go to your stove, boil 4 or 5 quarts of hot water and pour that into there to fill up the sink but not overflow it. Remember, if the water does not go down, you may need to call a professional plumber. If the water does go down, put in a tablespoon of BCAAs, let it sit for 5 minutes, run the hot water for 2 or 3 minutes. If you decide to turn the garbage disposal on, even though this side is plugged, make sure that there's water in both here and here, meaning that you may need to turn the faucet on here, turn on the garbage disposal, then watch the water here go down. If there's no water in there, you can still run the water here. I'm just going to shut this off so you can hear me. But if this side was the side that got clogged and the water's gone down 2 or 3 times, like you filled it up, the water's gone down, filled it up, the water's gone down, what I would do is turn the water on here, turn on the garbage disposal for about 30 seconds or so, no more than that, just to make sure you flush everything out to the sewer. Got it? Once you turn on the water and you get that swirling action, either here or here, you know the water is draining properly, you got an unclogged sink. And there you go. There's Cooter Malloy's multi-uses for BCAAs, how to unclog a bathroom sink, a toilet, and a kitchen sink. Please like this video, please subscribe to my channel, and I will catch you on the next one.